Lying in Plain Sight podcast.
Okay, so the playoff race is wide open, but what about the Heisman Trophy? I mean, who's standing out to you?
Well, it's still early, but there are definitely some names starting to emerge.
Like who? Give me some names.
Blake Horvath from Navy, he's already broken Navy's record for total touchdowns in a season.
Wow, okay, he's definitely one to watch.
He is. And then you've got Michael Van Buren Jr. from Mississippi State.
Mississippi State, interesting.
He's really stepped up this year, exceeded expectations, even though they've had some tough losses against teams like Texas and Georgia.
Yeah, those are some tough teams.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so we've got these rankings, all this playoff drama, and the Heisman race heating up. Is there anything that really jumps out at you?
You know what I find fascinating is how unpredictable this season has been. It's really a contrast to what we're used to seeing in college football.
I know, right? It's usually a bit more predictable.
Yeah, and it just shows you that anything can happen in this sport.
And that's what makes it so exciting to watch.
Absolutely. You never know what's going to happen next.
Right. And that's why we're doing this deep dive, right? To try and make sense of it all.
To break it down and really understand the stories behind the rankings and the playoff picture.
Exactly. So are you ready to dig a little deeper into that playoff picture?
Let's do it. So, yeah, the playoff picture. It's a mess.
A beautiful mess.
Haha, right. Michigan at number 1, but that loss to Illinois.
Gotta think.
No kidding.
Yeah.
But, Bleacher Report, they actually think Michigan can still make it.
Really?
Yeah, they say their schedule from here on out is pretty easy.
Oh, that's interesting. So they control their own destiny, basically.
Yeah, win out, and they're probably in.
Oh, boy.
But, the committee will be looking at everything, and that loss to Illinois.
Great look.
Nope, especially since they're not even ranked.
And then there's Washington at number 2.
Quietly putting together a great season.
They really are.
Only close game was that 3-point win against Utah.
Utah's no slouch, though.
No, they're not. But Washington, I think they could be a real contender in the playoffs.
I'm kind of getting that vibe, too.
Their defense is amazing, and they have a balanced offense.
Yeah, they can really control the tempo of the game.
Absolutely. So you've got Michigan with something to prove, and Washington kind of sneaking up on everyone.
I like it. So who else is in that top 4?
Well, Georgia, even with that loss to Texas, they're still right there.
They are.
The committee loves their strength of schedule.
Right.
And that early win against Texas might actually help them in the long run.
So even though they lost, it's still a good thing.
It shows they can play with the best.
Okay, that makes sense. And their schedule the rest of the way.
It's manageable.
So they could definitely run the table.
Absolutely. So that's 3. For that 4th spot, it's a real toss-up.
Ooh, exciting. Who are the contenders?
Well, you've got Alabama. That loss to Tennessee hurts.
They're Alabama, though. They always bounce back.
True, but they need to dominate their remaining games.
Convincingly.
Yeah, no doubt. And then there's Texas A&M. They're undefeated.
Undefeated, yeah.
Their schedule hasn't been the toughest.
That's what I was thinking.
So they need to impress, especially against LSU.